Marcus Aurelius, explain why someone is always on your mind. Ever wonder why one particular person keeps living rent-free in your mind? Whether it's an ex, a crush, or even someone you barely know, it feels as though they've set up permanent residence in your thoughts. No eviction notice, no explanation, just constant mental appearances you didn't sign up for. It turns out this isn't just a random glitch in your mind's operating system. According to Marcus Aurelius and his timeless philosophy of Stoicism, when someone lingers in your thoughts, it's no accident. In fact, it might be one of the most profound clues to understanding yourself. So, what's really going on here? Is it love, obsession, or perhaps something deeper, something hidden within your own psyche that you've yet to uncover? Buckle up, because we're about to explore Marcus Aurelius's insights into self-reflection, inner projections, and the mysterious forces that guide the subconscious mind. By the end of this journey, you might see that person in a whole new light, or realize it's not even about them at all. If you are new here, please like the video and subscribe. Statistics show that only 15% of my audience is subscribed to the channel, so if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Now let's go back to the topic, the inner world of reflection. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom invites us to turn inward, to recognize that the key to understanding our thoughts lies not in external circumstances, but in our internal world. He believed that the human mind is like a labyrinth, filled with hidden passageways that lead to treasures of self-discovery. But here's the thing, most of us never venture into these uncharted corners. We stay on the surface, preoccupied with daily life and fleeting distractions, while our subconscious quietly works overtime. When someone keeps popping up in your thoughts, it's not just coincidence. It's a wake-up call from your inner world. Picture your mind as an iceberg. The tip above water is everything you're consciously aware of, your thoughts, feelings, and memories. But the massive chunk hidden beneath the surface, that's your subconscious, where most of the action happens. It's home to your repressed desires, unresolved emotions, and hidden fears. When someone repeatedly shows up in your thoughts, it's often because they've triggered something buried deep in this subconscious realm. Perhaps they said something that resonated with an old memory, or maybe they represent something you wish you could be. According to Marcus Aurelius, these aren't random events, they're signals that demand your attention, reflection, and action. Meeting your shadow. Let's introduce the concept of the shadow. No, it's not the thing you see on the sidewalk. It's the part of your psyche that you'd rather not acknowledge. The shadow contains everything about yourself that you've repressed, denied, or ignored because it doesn't fit your ideal self-image. Here's the fascinating part. The people who stick in your mind might represent your shadow in disguise. For instance, maybe you admire someone's confidence because you struggle with self-doubt, or you're drawn to their creativity because you've neglected your own. On the flip side, you might be annoyed by someone who embodies traits you dislike in yourself, like arrogance or impulsiveness. Your relationships with others often mirror your relationship with yourself. When someone occupies your thoughts, they might reflect a piece of your shadow that's begging for attention. Instead of obsessing over why you're thinking about them, ask yourself, what part of me are they reflecting, and how can I grow from this? Marcus Aurelius taught that self-awareness is the path to mastery. As he said, look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look. Recognizing and integrating your shadow can lead to profound personal growth. The concept of projection. Here's where things get even more interesting. Projection. Marcus Aurelius believed much of what we feel about others has less to do with them and more to do with us. Think of it as a mental movie theater. Your mind takes your thoughts, desires, and fears and projects them onto another person as if they're the star of the show. For example, you might admire someone's ambition because it's a quality you wish you had, or perhaps one you already possess but haven't fully acknowledged. Or maybe you dislike someone because they remind you of a trait you fear in yourself, like being overly critical or emotionally distant. The tricky part, because projection feels so real, it's easy to mistake your feelings for facts. You might think they're amazing or they're terrible, without realizing these emotions are actually rooted in your inner world. By understanding this dynamic, you can shift the focus from "why am I obsessed with them" to "what part of me are they awakening?" This isn't about them, it's about you, your desires, your fears, and your path to growth. The mystery of synchronicity. Ever thought about someone and received a text from them moments later? Or perhaps you've been thinking about them for weeks, only to bump into them unexpectedly. It feels like the universe is playing tricks on you, or maybe winking at you. Marcus Aurelius would describe this phenomenon as synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that aren't connected by cause and effect, but by significance. These events might seem random, but they often align with something deeper happening within you. Perhaps your unconscious mind is so focused on this person that it's influencing your perception of reality, or maybe there's a larger, unseen force linking your inner world with external events. Whatever the case, synchronicity is a call to action. It's an opportunity to reflect on why this person is showing up in your life and what lesson they might bring. Are they triggering unresolved emotions, representing a path you're hesitant to take? Or perhaps they're here to remind you of your own power to create meaning. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything that happens, happens as it should, and if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so." How to decode your thoughts. Now that we've explored these ideas, you're probably wondering, what can you actually do about someone who won't leave your thoughts? Marcus Aurelius's insights aren't just philosophical, they're practical tools for growth and self-awareness. Here are 3 steps to help you decode what your mind is trying to tell you. Step 1. Reflect. Ask yourself, what emotions come up when I think about this person? Are you inspired by their confidence, frustrated by their aloofness, drawn to their sense of adventure? Pinpointing your feelings is the first step to understanding what they represent. Step 2. Analyze, dig deeper. If you admire their creativity, it might be because you're craving more of it in your own life. If their rejection hurts, it could be highlighting an old wound around self-worth. Journaling or meditating on these questions can help you uncover hidden truths. Step 3. Use these insights to grow. Maybe it's time to embrace your creative side, build confidence, or heal emotional scars. Remember, this isn't about changing the other person. It's about transforming yourself. The final takeaway. As Marcus Aurelius said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. Our minds are like treasure maps, with every thought and emotion leading us closer to understanding who we truly are. When someone keeps living rent-free in your head, don't ignore it. See it as an invitation to explore the depths of your unconscious and unlock parts of yourself you didn't know existed. In the end, it's not about them. It's about you. The people who linger in your thoughts are often keys to your own growth. Take a deep breath, dive in, and discover what your mind has been trying to tell you all along.